On the morning of July 17th, 2022, for an Englishwoman who was experiencing a crisis, everything seemed to go on as usual. However, everything changed when she made an emergency call to the police. Her friend, Shaye Groves, had confessed to a horrifying act. She had harmed her boyfriend. Immediately, the police rushed to Shaye's home to begin investigating the incident. Lacey Park is a suburban area located in the town of Havant, Hampshire, in southern England, home to a diverse community of approximately 27,500 people. It is known for its beautiful green spaces, including Stansted Park, a popular destination for nature lovers and families. The park features stunning gardens with ornamental ponds and fruit trees, giving visitors a sense of stepping into a fairy tale world. However, at Lacey Park, you might also encounter wandering foxes or playful deer. Shaye Groves, 27, is a single mother living in Lacey Park, England. She has a particular passion for true crime cases and serial killers. In 2019, Shaye was still posting photos on social media, sharing moments of baking with her daughter, looking like the picture-perfect happy mother. But according to her friends, since 2020, Shaye had changed significantly. She would often stay up all night watching crime documentaries and reading books about the underworld. Shaye even owned mugs featuring serial killers and had altered her appearance with numerous tattoos and piercings on her face, neck, and body. Her strange passion was also reflected in her collection of knives, including a ceremonial axe and Celtic daggers. Inside her home, she had a bookshelf shaped like a coffin in one room, and in her bedroom, pictures of infamous murderers such as Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, and Rose West hung on the walls. Although considered eccentric to those who knew her, Shaye was still seen as a devoted mother to her daughter. On social media, she expressed pride in her child's independence and promised to always be there to guide her. Shaye lived with her daughter, her best friend Lauren White, and Lauren's young child on Bethel Road in Havant. In addition to her passion for crime, Shaye was also fascinated by unconventional sexual interests and was particularly drawn to a man named Frankie Fitzgerald. Frankie, 25, from Portsmouth, was the object of Shaye's obsession. He was the father of 2 children and was described by friends and family as sincere and kind-hearted. During their 6 months of dating, the couple faced numerous problems, but they shared an interest in BDM, including bondage, submission, pain, and knife play. According to court records, Shaye had written a consent form for Frankie to sexually wake her up, starting March 22, 2022, until further notice. Prosecutors later argued that Shaye's obsession with Frankie's bedroom skills, combined with the excessive use of drugs and alcohol, may have contributed to the horrifying events of July 17, 2022. On the morning of that day, a terrible crime occurred in the quiet neighborhood of Bethel Road in Havant. Frankie was found dead in Shaye's bed, brutally stabbed by her. Instead of calling for help, Shaye made a video call to a friend named Vicky. What was terrifying was that she was not panicking but laughing, as if she were enjoying the situation. Vicky recounted that Shaye pointed the camera at Frankie's lifeless body and said, "I'm done with him. But why did he do this?" She even laughed when looking at the body. During the call, Shaye revealed that she had checked Frankie's phone and discovered that he had been messaging a 13-year-old girl on Facebook, which caused her to lose control. She took a dagger hidden under the pillow, slit Frankie's throat while he was sleeping, then stabbed him 17 more times in the chest. Afterward, Shaye told Vicky that she would clean up the body and bury it in the backyard, then asked, "We're still friends, right?" before ending the call. Vicky immediately notified the police. When the police arrived, they were greeted by the strong smell of bleach coming from the front door. Shaye, wearing a bathrobe, opened the door and initially claimed that someone had broken in and tried to harm her, and that she had acted in self-defense. However, the autopsy revealed that Frankie had been stabbed 17 times in the chest, twice in the torso, and 3 times in the neck. Shaye and her friend, Lauren, were arrested on suspicion of murder. Lauren was initially accused of providing her phone and PIN code to investigators, but was later released on bail and is awaiting trial, though there has been no further information about her. Shaye appeared in court on Wednesday the 20th, formally charged with murder, and was ordered to appear at the Winchester Crown Court the following day. The shocking case turned 2 close friends and single mothers into the focus of a murder investigation, leaving the community in disbelief. Many people were left wondering what had happened. It remains unclear what evidence the prosecution will present to support the charges against Shaye, but the case promises to be a complicated journey through the criminal justice system with many unanswered questions. The trial of Shaye Groves began in early 2023. In court, the prosecution argued that Shaye, having read and watched materials on murder, was familiar with crime scenes, knew how to fabricate a false story, and created misleading alibis. The evidence presented revealed the brutality of the crime. A video call with Vicky a few hours after Frankie's death showed his body wrapped in a blanket, and Shaye had sent additional videos to Vicky. Witnesses disclosed that Shaye had fabricated false evidence by texting friends and cleaning up the crime scene. The court also learned that Shaye had installed a camera in the bedroom, selecting and editing videos to make Frankie appear as the abuser, even though the original footage showed their relationship was consensual. Vicky testified that Shaye had threatened an ex-boyfriend in a similar manner, collecting evidence to manipulate others. Shaye also had a history of violence, having once used a pair of nail clippers to harm a former roommate. Phone analysis revealed that, while Frankie's body was still in the room, Shaye texted another man inviting him to her home as part of her plan to fabricate an alibi and misdirect suspicion. When questioned about her actions, she justified them by claiming that she had discovered Frankie was texting a 13-year-old girl, but the investigation revealed that the girl was actually 17, and Frankie had blocked her after learning her real age. Prosecutors concluded that Shaye had committed cold-blooded murder, attempted to cover up her actions, and showed a concerning lack of empathy for human life. Shaye testified in court that she acted in self-defense, claiming that after discovering the messages, Frankie threatened to post sensitive videos of her online. During an argument, he allegedly strangled her and pushed her, causing her to have difficulty breathing and blurred vision, prompting her to grab the nearest object and strike him in the neck. She also said that Frankie was a cocaine addict and would become aggressive when using drugs. Regarding the decor in her room, she explained that the items were art, not photos, and that she found them cool because of their unusual nature. Describing herself as a follower of a non-traditional faith, she stated that the Celtic dagger was used for spiritual rituals. On February 17, 2023, Shaye Groves was convicted of murder by the Winchester Crown Court, smiling as the verdict was delivered by a jury of 7 women and 4 men. 5 days later, she was sentenced to life in prison, with a minimum term of 23 years, showing no emotion. Frankie's family spoke about him as a loving father, brother, and son, a light in their lives, and they would miss his bright smile and humorous personality. The case left his friends and family in shock. Less than an hour after the verdict, Shaye was transported by prison van, beginning the next 23 years of her life behind bars.